Let's begin day one of the home-based band workout routine. So we'll start with the warm-up circuit. We're going to begin with some push-ups. Now, if you need to modify a push-up, if you're not able to do the repetitions, you can elevate your hands. Go to, I happen to have this refrigerator right here I can put my hands on, or I can go lower, I can go to the steps, and I'm going to go to the ground myself. So for the warm-up, you're going to do an isolated movement. You're going to hold the top position, and then you're going to hold the bottom position. And then you'll press out and just do one rep. Secondly, you got a band pull down, and I'm going to let it pull me up. Hold this position, and then I'm going to pull it down. I'm going to hold this position. About 10-second holds on either end. Next, I'm going to do a lunge. Here, I'll just do a front step lunge, but you can do a back step lunge as well. Front step lunge, I'm just going to come in. I'm going to hold this bottom position. And then I'll press out. Come to the other leg. Good body positioning here is really important. You can check my other videos for proper posture on all of these movements. But for here, I'm just going to talk about the routine. What's in the routine. Next on the warm-up for this one is, that's it. That's all you're going to do. So you're just going to do that one more time. So we're going to begin with either a band press or push-ups. And for this, you'll rest as needed in between, but probably 30 seconds to a minute worth of rest. And as I'll reiterate, everything you want to, for all these resistance training exercises, you want to go only to the point of technical failure. So you want to challenge yourself with the weights and the level of resistance for all of these movements, but it can't be so heavy that you're compromising your body mechanics. Okay, so I'm going to begin with a set of push-ups. I'm going to do 8. Bang them out. And I like this tempo here where you're going up, hold, down, hold. Up, hold, down, hold. So, and like I said, you can also do a band press. So I'll do a couple of those. Band press. Tie this up somewhere around shoulder height, right below your shoulder height. And you're going to do both arms, equal repetitions. I'm going to start with my left hand. So for this, then step your opposite leg forward. I'm going to step my right leg forward for these band presses. Okay, I'm going to anchor my feet. This is a full body exercise because my feet have got to be planted and engaged. My core is tight. I'm leaning forward a little bit. And now I'm going to press. And like all pressing motions, I'm not going to get into this in too much detail, but you want to keep your shoulder blade retracted. And you're just going to extend your elbow. So for this exercise, you want to keep your whole body still. The only thing that's going to happen is you're going to extend your arm by bending or extending your elbow. So I'm going to press out and then bring it back in. And this is actually a pretty heavy level of resistance for me right here. This is my second biggest band. This is something you'll probably use a lighter band with. There's 8. Switch sides. Okay. I'm just going to do a couple here. So good. Then you can go through that, complete all your repetitions. Then you'll move on to supersets, so you can do one set of your first strength exercise, then a set of your second strength exercise, then a set of your third strength exercise, and repeat. I like to do that with most of my clients. It'll keep you moving. It'll keep the step-ups, okay? And you may also do lunges and step-ups are pretty much synonymous. Step-ups are a little bit easier if you're just starting out with something like this. It's really difficult to get into a really clean lunge position, but if you feel like you're confident with that, you can do those too. But I'm going to start just with my step-ups. You can see me here. I'm going to step up, back down. Alternating feet each time. Yeah, just try to use the back of your leg for the lunges. There's not really a way to load this up with your bands, but if you do happen to have any weight at all, you can hold them in your hand and that'll add some resistance for it. You may also go ahead and do the lunges. I'll talk briefly about it. I did some front step lunges at the beginning of the video. You can also do back step lunges. Yeah, these are a little bit more advanced. Technique is really important to keep lunges a exercise that's going to be beneficial and not damaging to your knee ligaments. So I'll talk more about that in another video. The last strength exercise for today are pull downs. So I got my band looped up. See how I loop it up here? I kind of just brought it right around the top, like so. Whereas with this band, I looped it through itself. For this, I'm just going to wrap it in this fashion, and I'm going to bang out my 8 pull downs. Your technique, you want to hold your posture just like you would be if you're doing a pull-up. So flex your whole body, flex your legs, and flex your abs. And keep your shoulder blades kind of packed down. When you're doing any overhead movement, shoulders pulled down, and then you want to pull it all the way down to your chest for this one. Okay, conditioning time. Time to do some burpees. We're going to do a 2-minute burpee workout. So you're going to do burpees continuously for 2 minutes. It sounds really tough, but and it is tough. And the key is here to go at a consistent pace. So you don't want to come out of the gates too fast. One very basic modification that I've seen people do with the burpee is to place your hands on an elevated surface. You kind of jump your feet out, or you can even walk your feet out. Come to this position in control. Come back to this position, extend, and you can do a little jumping jack right here. So I put the hands down, I bring them back up, and I do a little half jumping jack there. If you want to come down to the ground and you can skip the part where you go all the way down to the ground, hands down, feet out, feet back in, extend. But we'll do a couple full burpees, and you can do a full push-up burpee. You can do a full push-up every time. You can do it that way. But as far as I'm concerned, a burpee is having your chest and thighs touch at the ground and come to extension at the top. Okay? And so the technique to do that is as follows. You hands down, squat down. Then you just slide your feet out and you drop right down to the ground. Don't need to do a push-up. Skip the push-up part for this. And then also on this part, skip a full push-up. Keep your knees on the ground and just push your chest up. Now from here you're going to kind of snap to get your feet as close to your hands as you can, and then you'll jump and clap. So that's your burpee. And you may also from this position just bring one foot up. That's acceptable as well. So you just do a 2-minute burpee test there. Finally, you got a couple of core exercises at the very end here. You're going to begin with a diagonal chop, and you can actually superset. There's a hip thing and a core thing. So you can do one of the hip things and then do one of the core things, hip and core. This is again, you're going to go through this twice, 4 exercises 2 times. So I'll start with my chop. So now I want to make sure I tie this band into itself so it's secure up top. And this chop motion now is where I'm going to take a 90-degree turn away from the band, walk away to get some tension on the band. I'm going to keep my shoulders and hips square, and I'm reaching across my body here. I'm reaching with my arm up and across my body. And then I'm going to work to pull the band down to my hip. And notice that I'm keep your elbows straight. So it's not, there's no elbow bending and extending. It's just extending and then having the band go in a rotational downward motion. Make sure to do both sides. I'm going to go to my other side. Like I said, I'm going to superset. So now I'm going to do the hip exercise. So this one you're going to do hip circles. You're going to begin by, I would say, to lean into something if you want to, or you can just balance, but make sure your torso is at a forward lean. This exercise works better that way. You're going to begin then by flexing your butt to kick your leg up. This is your starting position. And then you're going to open your knee and circle around. So you can imagine that you have a hurdle. I have a hurdle right here that I have to get up and over. Move on to the next two, which are, they're the same things, they're just opposite. For this one, in that the resistance is gonna be down below, and you're gonna work to pull it up. And I'm gonna tell this band is too heavy for me. This is gonna be an exercise where you want the lightest band you have. But the motion is just the same. Extend your elbows, start your hip, and then rotate up. Pull it up,